evening, everybody. Thanks for coming. Mr. Platt is away and he asked me to preside in his absence. So I call this meeting to order and we'll begin with the pledge of allegiance. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Councilperson Smith.
Here.
Councilperson Souter.
Present.
Councilperson Leary.
Present.
Councilperson Day.
Here.
Also present are City Administrator Bill Bartel, Jeff Bergstrom, Chief Richard McCabe, Treasurer Janet Carlin, and Mayor Mike Ferrante.
Okay, the first order of business is to review the minutes from the June 14th meeting. Are there any comments or corrections? Do I have a motion that they be approved as submitted?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Ms. Carlos?
This is the treasury report as of June 30, 2022. Total unrestricted funds $5,611,405.450. Actually, that's and 75 cents. Total restricted funds $4,392,816.45. Total cash in the accounts, $10,4,267.20. You'll probably notice that the ARPA funds have been increased. That we received the second half of the $2,911,000 on 6/17.
Any questions for Ms. Carlos? Mr. Bartel?
Yes, thank you, Ms. Souter. I have a couple things for council this evening. An update on the funding that was approved by the state as I believe I mentioned to council on a number of occasions. We had put in a request for a number of things, and basically those things have all been agreed to. We've been granted $705,654 from the state. Of that, $431,754 is for the Boothurst Street repair project. Floating pier, we did ask for another $100,000, and that was granted. We did receive $73,900 for security cameras throughout the city, and we also received $100,000 for playground equipment. Of course, as council is aware, there's a committee currently looking at that project, and so that was part of the request. The other thing I just wanted to mention to council real quick, as an update, I know I mentioned again in our budget meetings that there was a possibility that we would have to go out and look for another garbage truck. Obviously, we had a lot of repairs last year. We continue to have mechanical and other issues with our fleet, if you will. So we're starting to get quotes for another truck. At this point in time, I'm told we probably wouldn't have availability until March, perhaps at the earliest. But again, I just wanted to let council know that we are in the process of investigating that, and we're looking at pricing. And as soon as we nail something down, obviously, I will let council know. That's all I have to say.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? Thank you, sir. I missed something. I need a motion to approve the treasurer's report subject to audit. So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, thank you. Okay. Mr. Sorry, blank. Chief McCabe. Sorry.
Thanks. I only have one item for council, and then I can get the report if there's any questions. On the cover your report, you'll see a picture that is from the Lend a Hand, Save a Life initiative we had a couple Saturdays ago. It was a huge success. We had about 25 or so people there. Maybe a little overcrowded, so we're already taking registrations for the next class. So we're probably going to cut it down to about 15 to give ourselves some more room. But it's a really effective program, and we've got a lot of interest. So we're going to post another invite on our Facebook page, and if you have any interest or know anybody with some interest, please reach out. Other than that, if there's any questions on my report, I have really nothing else to add.
Any questions from Chief? Building official? Any reports or anything to add?
Well, just that we're well into our current year's paving project. We're essentially finished with the alley. We've got the top coat put on that. They're out on 9th Street beginning tomorrow. This concrete work that's to do out there. The walkway project is finished, still done. They were quite successfully repair, line all 5 4-foot pipes through the install new tide gates. And the entire walkway was repaved for the area construction. The grass is already starting to sprout and at the edges. Totally open. I do not know if it's totally open yet. I do the core inspection next Tuesday, I think, the 20th, whatever they said. So we'll be over all the dikes. Make sure that especially this one's up to standards for the Corps of Engineers insurance program.
Thank you. Council communications, Mr. Jay?
Just a couple things. One, I did attend the Lend a Hand, Save a Life event. It was at the police department. I think it was an awesome event. It was well attended. The police department and county paramedics, I thought, did a great job. I think it was, showed a lot of initiative by the police department. And police related, at least in the past couple of weeks, I've noticed a lot more police cars around town doing traffic. I know you're fully staffed now, but it is noticeable when you're driving in around town. The police presence. So thank you.
National Night Out is Tuesday, August 2nd. Of course, the Goodwill Fire Company and our police department are primary in this event, along with the Lions Club, who's going to be providing the food and beverages. There are a number of other participants, the Newcastle Courthouse, the Historic Society, the library, and Chief, you have some others. Is Denrep, I believe, is coming out.
We're looking for Denver to bring a dog maybe.
Right, and so we're looking for a few other activities. Mr. Freeberry will be providing music. And in case you haven't noticed yet, if you'll look going out of town, right at Washington Street 273, thank you to Goodwill Fire Company for putting up and paying for the awesome billboard that's up there advertising that. Also, we were supposed to come back to council in July with a recommendation for a candidate for the Economic Development and Tourism Coordinator, and that was not added to the agenda. And there is also a little bit of extra work that needs to be done on the contract, and we anticipate that's what our meeting next week will be about.
I'll make my comment here since Mr. Wild isn't here, we'll be skipping that section anyway. The only thing I have is that I got an email for anyone who uses the Delaware Memorial Bridge regularly. They're going to be doing some major construction starting in September, I think. I'm sure you paid attention to this too. So if you have to use the bridge, you'll want to keep an eye on that. Mr. Smith?
Just one thing, Bill, I may have missed this. With the state money, did you mention anything about Separation Day?
No, this is the money from the, no, I did not, but actually, thank you. We did get, we were approved in grant aid for Separation Day. I think the number was 36,000. This was the money that came from basically the bond bill. Thank you. No, thank you.
All right, Mr. Mayor.
Good evening, everyone. Couple of things that I wanted to point out. Summer camps and activities are open and the kids are out and about. And I know local summer camp that needs snacks while they're in session. And so if you know of anyone that's willing to provide 5 kids with some snacks, they've got breakfast and lunch covered. I did speak with the chief. He's considering providing some snacks, and I'm going to go ahead and finance the juice boxes or the juice. So that'll cover one of the days they're there. But if we know anybody else that is willing, area businesses in our industrial parks, et cetera, that'd be great. I'm going to make a few phone calls. I know they'd be grateful. Also, just ask people to please be mindful of the kids. Everybody's out walking around on the side of the streets, biking, et cetera. And so everyone, please be mindful of that. Unfortunately, last Saturday, the rain washed out the Opera Delaware performance in Battery Park. That's been rescheduled for this Saturday at 2 o'clock. Right? Saturday at 2 o'clock. So redo. And we're always appreciative to Newcastle Insurance, McConnell Companies, Carvigana, and the Farmers Market for sponsoring that. Along with, as mentioned earlier, the chief referenced this, along with many residents. Councilman Day was there with his family. I took part in Newcastle's first Lend a Hand, Save a Life community CPR training class. And it is greatly simplified. If you took one of these some time ago, for me, it had been a long time ago, but it is greatly simplified. And you move through the paces pretty quick. They've cut out a lot of steps, which I think they discovered over time weren't as necessary. It just complicated people's attitude for jumping in and trying to help somebody. So it was a terrific, it was an hour and a half, 2 hours. Yeah. And I would, as the chief points out, I would encourage people to take it. It was really worthwhile. And in fact, I'll be doing it again as a refresher. It was one of those things where if you don't have to use it, you don't get any muscle memory. But it was really terrific and worth the time. As Councilwoman Leary pointed out, I will be volunteering for National Night Out. I have dutifully raised my hand to sit at the dunk tank. Any shot, chance, all right? Please come on down and please participate. I did get a note from Scott Blumquist earlier today, and evidently he was in touch with. They're repainting some of our water tanks, and so they were working with the painting crew to get the right logo information and the right colors. And I think all that's been sorted out.
I gave it to them 2 weeks ago.
Okay, hopefully they got it right. So, but that should look really nice. This is a once in a decade thing where they actually go up, clean up the towers, and repaint them. So it'll look really sharp, and it'll have all the new branding affixed to it. That's it. Yeah, and I have I'll be on a state economic development trip in August, so I will not be here for that conflict with it's on workforce training development. I'll be joining some people from the state workforce development agency and also the economic development team of the Prosperity Partnership. So I will be unavoidably absent and not here in August. So that's all I have.
Public comments on any topic, and as usual, 3 minutes, please limit yourself to 3 minutes. Mr. Smith will serve as our timekeeper. And of course, as usual, please state your name and address.
Yeah, Phil Gross, 1301 13th Street. I heard you, City Administrator Barthel, you mentioned about a floating pier and money already being put in place for that. Did I miss it? Was it brought up officially for discussion at council or public meetings or? is that-
Ms. Souter, we've been working on this pier for years. We've actually received 520,000, and it has been brought up at numerous meetings.
Yes.
520,000 from a bunch of years ago, another 80,000 that was approved last year, which gives us 600,000, and we got another 100,000 this year.
But as
For all
far
state
as-
money.
But as far as the floating pier being, I mean, I remember the amount because I just come into town as far as the solid pier, but the floating part, so it was discussed at prior meetings and brought up
Oh, yeah.
as for public discussion.
Oh, yeah.
Many times.
Yeah, several meetings I've called.
Right. Any movement on the city administrative campus? Any new news?
We haven't had any further discussion on it.
Any movement on any kind of sanctions as far as the two council people being involved with the economic development discussion that wasn't properly handled?
I'm not aware of any further activity in that.
Okay, two things. The Kona shaved ice, do they have a permit to sell down at the pier? Because I haven't seen them for a bunch of weeks. Are they allowed down there?
They are.
Okay. Well, I haven't seen them, so I was just making sure. That's pretty much it. Thank you.
Mr. Bose. Anyone else? We have one item of new business tonight. Mr. Wilson, who had been the trustee's appointment to the Sea Level Rise Task Force, had to resign, and I contacted Mr. Toner, the president of the trustees, to ask him to name someone else to replace Mr. Wilson, and he named Fred Gallagher. So I will read the resolution and we'll have motion and so forth. Resolution 2022-23, resolution to appoint Fred G. Gallagher Jr. to the Sea Level Rise Task Force as a representative of the trustees of Newcastle Common. Whereas the Newcastle City Council established the Sea Level Rise Task Force by Resolution 2022-04. And whereas Resolution 2022-04 provides that it's preferable that the task force include a representative of the trustees of the Newcastle Common. And whereas Thomas Wilson, the trustee initially appointed as said representative, finds that he is no longer able to serve on the task force and thus has resigned. Now therefore be it resolved that the City Council hereby appoints the following person to the Sea Level Rise Task Force as a representative of the trustees of the Newcastle Common. Fred G. Gallagher Jr., Sea Level Rise Task Force, term ending with the expiration of the task force. Do I have a motion? Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Okay. This may set a record, I think we're finished.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.